I've said this a couple times here on the channel. I feel like Slipknot's going to have some tricks up their sleeve for the 25th anniversary. Not just that amazing live show they're putting on right now, bringing back those classic jumpsuits, those new masks that are a throwback to the OG masks. Everything is really kind of falling into place. Of course, you've got the new drummer, Eloy Casagrande, and, to speak to his talents a little bit, you look at how much maybe negative feedback Slipknot was getting prior to that announcement that Eloy Casagrande was in the band. And I've heard a lot of you in the comments that were like, this is the perfect guy. This is the guy you had to have brought in to have made us feel better about this. And I've seen so many people that, I was just talking to someone from Brazil who I met who watched the show at Welcome to Rockville over the weekend. And he happened to know Eloy. He was showing me pictures of him and Eloy. And he was just telling me, how long he's been at this since he was a teenager. He had to get his, parents to let him go and perform. And so you can just see that dedication that he has and to drumming. And so it was very exciting to see him perform at Sick New World up for the first time, their first major show back. They had that intimate show. Those of you who are at that, very, very lucky. But now Slipknot is making a very big announcement on social media, and that is they have a brand new song coming, and their first song with Eloy Casagrande. So many questions I have now about what this means. Is this going to be part of an album? Is this a one-off single? What is it going to sound like? Because it's the 25th anniversary, is it going to be an old school kind of sound? Can you even recreate that? Who produced it? All of these things are interesting questions. Is Look Outside Your Window coming? All of these are things that I'm just wondering about what the band has planned coming up. But this is what we know so far about this new music from Slipknot. But before I get to that, I want to tell you, Jim Root just gave a new interview, and he opened up about exactly how the band ended up bringing Eloy Casagrande into the band. The members of the band don't normally talk about this stuff, so it's really cool to kind of hear his perspective. And then Eloy has also opened up on his perspective about joining this amazing band. This is what Jim had to say about this. So he spoke in a new interview with Tone Talk, and he talked about the fact that Slipknot didn't even audition anybody else because, of course, if you followed Eloy for any period of time, he is that good. He is the right man for the job. He said, we didn't even try anybody else. Eloy's name came up. He contacted us, actually, about wanting to be a part of it and started sending a bunch of videos in. And he said that Eloy and V-Man have some mutual friends. He said it just seemed like a no-brainer, and he's really respectful to the legacy of Joey. Love that. And Joey was a huge influence on him, and he's so humble. The dude has so much humility, and you can tell he just lives and breathes his craft to the point where I see his passion, and it ignites my passion for my instrument. That's amazing to hear that from Jim. This is a guy, he's a straight shooter, and really, really cool. You can tell that they're fired up, and I'm very curious to hear what this new song is going to sound like. Now, here's what Eloy had to say about how he ended up in this band that, he grew up idolizing like so many of us. So Eloy spoke to a Brazilian news outlet. He says that he ends up hearing from Slipknot's manager about being a part of the band, and it all just kind of went fast from there. This is what he had to say. He said he asked if I was interested in auditioning first. I accepted. They asked me to record and send them some videos from right here in Brazil. Initially, there were 3 songs. Then they asked me for 3 more and asked if I had any plans to go to the United States. And I was scheduled to perform there in January with my instrumental music project. So they moved my flight up a bit, and I spent 5 days in Palm Springs rehearsing with the full band. I think that was also part of the audition. They threw new ideas at me to see what my songwriting was like. They wanted to test me in every way. And so he's also opening up about how he feels now that he's in the band. What's that dynamic like for him? He said the following, I'm still trying to understand how the dynamics of the band work. It's not so clear yet how things work in terms of records and new songs. We've written a few things, and they've shelved for the time being. And so now there appears to have been a bit of a swerve because Slipknot has gone on their social media and posted a message to fans about a new song that is coming very soon. Check this out. All right, here is what they uploaded to Twitter. They wrote, Slipknot fans are talking amongst themselves about Long May You Die being a new song written during the recent recording sessions. You're right. You're absolutely right. So they are acknowledging this. They're saying they have this new song, Long May You Die. There's the band there. But there is nothing more than that, just that there is a new song written. I said a bit earlier there that the song could be coming soon. I guess I really don't know when it's going to be happening, but I imagine they wouldn't start teasing a song if it wasn't going to arrive at some point in the near future. And of course, it's going to have Eloy Casagrande on the drums, and I'm really excited to see what this looks like, what it's in relation to. Like, what is this a part of something bigger? Is this just one song and then kind of, they've done both, and they've done both very well. I'm very curious about that, because you've got Slipknot now out of this record contract. They're able to do whatever they want now, for sure. They're able to release their own music. They're able to, reap the benefits of all of that. And so I'm really interested to see how this all plays out, how they choose to release things, something I've talked to Corey about on the podcast. And all options were on the table at that time, so we'll see how that all shakes out. But one thing is for sure, I know a lot of you fans out there, myself included, are really looking forward to hearing what Eloy brings into that energy of the song, the recording process of the band. And I think that we're probably going to be pretty pumped up about it. If you've watched his drum cams, I've seen him perform live, and it's just absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to this, a new era from Slipknot. Looks like it's going to be a really big year from the band. It already has been, but it's pretty clear from that post on social media that there is a lot more to come. So stay tuned. That is your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to hit that subscribe button with notifications on for the latest news and updates.